And especially at the consular post, because
Yeah.
so much is done. Well, it's kind of like those are the two areas that I find so fascinating. There's either the interview at where for the visa application, but also CBP when you enter, how
That's the
fact
second
based it
scary
is.
part. Yeah. What are they going to
Yeah.
pull out? And that's in all the news, the CBP. I think a lot of the CBP stuff that there's in the news right now, it's always been happening. It kind of gets reported on because I've always seen crazy, nasty stuff happen. And so, I mean, a lot of times, once you hear the whole story, you're like, well, yeah, they did misrep or they were going to work. Of course, they're going to not let them in. But it's just harsh. The whole process when CBP doesn't let you in, it's like just as a person, it's uncomfortable. They detain you and send you back, and it's a scary, scary situation.
Yeah. And so uh, I'm on the liaison committee for CBP, and we went to see him in April, and it was they said similar things, and it's kind of things what I thought too is that these kind of issues have been happening all along, where you get people who maybe were questioned longer. I think one of the biggest changes is that if anybody has any kind of prior arrests or
Yeah.
cautions, or somebody was saying that somebody had a speeding ticket and they were held in detention. But what I think the key factor that everybody needs to know is that CBP want to see the record, the police record for whatever happened. And so I'm telling everybody travel with that when you so you don't have to, because they will hold on to people. They will no longer put people into, I think it's deferred inspection, and say come back
Yeah.
later and we'll get it sorted if it seems like a not a big deal. If there's anything that somebody should just carry with them evidence of what it was so that they're not detained. I mean, that
Hmm.
it's sort of like we're trying to limit the chances that someone's going to be detained. And I also got like related to like 6C findings and things like that. I don't know if you saw, but I'm trying to get confirmation from CBP or see what's going on. But like the ESTA form,
Hmm.
it has a series of questions, and that's another trap that people can
Yeah.
get caught into. And for the longest time, if you remember that old green card that people would, not the green card, but
Hmm.
the card that people had on the plane, and they check, and it always, I think one of the questions, have you ever been arrested or convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude? And who knows, I'm glad I could say it at that point, but sometimes I can't even say it. But no one ever would know, so they would just check no when
Yeah.
they're on the plane. But and then fast forward to 2009 when we get to ESTA, and then it has a question about, I think it had the same question